Boiler room.
Rico!
Right, that's what this is, right? Right, I'm gonna go get my teeth kicked in. I'm gonna go into the trenches. But when I find the person at the account that you actually want to talk to, and they're willing to continue a conversation, I'm gonna send that to you, and you're gonna call them back. Boom.
Unfiltered, your two favorite people on the internet, Ryan Reisert, that's my partner, or if he's on that side of the screen, I don't know, and I'm Ronen Pesar. We didn't do that last time.
Just to be clear, when he says partner, it's business partner.
Strictly sexual.
I mean, you are a pretty handsome man.
Whoa, I'm married. Ryan. Jeez, okay. This has gotten off track. I don't think we were ever on track. So, you know what I think? I've recently decided to give zero shits. And our clients, AEs, I just slack them all. I'm like, you guys are order takers. You're not hunters. You don't want it. I literally wrote that in Slack. And I was like, and here's an activated lead. Who wants it? He needs to be called back. Most people probably watching this don't exactly know what an activated lead is. I mean, Ryan, I'll let you. This is your terminology. I'll let you give the audience like the breakdown of the activated lead. But the long story short, SDR had the call. Prospects goes, oh, I'm on your website. Love that. How much? What's the price? Love that. And so I'm messaging her in Call Blitz. That's the virtual floor we use. So I'm listening, but I'm also like messaging her. Shout out to Mizba, crushed it today again. Yeah. And I'm like, Mizba, say, can my rep call you back in 5 minutes? And she goes, oh, can my product expert call you back in 5 minutes? And the guy goes, yeah, sure. He does. And the prospect goes, oh, I was waiting for your call. And he has an unscheduled 40-minute intro call right there. So that thing that Mizba did is called an activated lead. And by the way, the guy, this is why meetings don't matter. The prospect in the middle of this unscheduled 40-minute intro call that was happening over a cold call done by the AE in follow-up, the AE starts trying to push him into a demo. And the guy goes, I've seen every demo for every one of these products. I don't want to sit down for a scheduled demo. Those words exactly came out of his mouth. He goes,
nobody wants to see your fucking demo, bro. They don't care about your product. They want you to solve a fucking problem or go away.
Yeah. I can finish Ryan's.
I'm rubbing off on you, dude.
Sandwiches.
Not in a weird way, because I know we started with partner thing.
Oh my God, Ryan. We've gone south fast, but... That's an activated lead, and the stats are very clear. I'm just gonna zip it. This is Ryan's stuff. I've just become a disciple. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just a cold caller. So what's an activated lead, Ryan?
Well, let's just take a step back and do a little history lesson. Let me Putin this to you, right? Ooh. Back in 2000, at the dawn of the sales acceleration industrial complex, started by Salesforce, of course.
I was 10 years old then, and we were all alive. Y2K didn't kill the world. I thought it was going to on December 31st, 1999. I remember very clearly being afraid of Y2K. But yeah, go on, 2000, we're all still alive.
When the CRM SaaS hit the market and we started to change the landscape of how busy salespeople were, they need to get these people that come in and start setting appointments for them first. There was no such thing as a web conference and people sitting down, easily joining a link to start sales conversations, right? What did you do? You would call people, you would get a level of interest, and if there was a level of interest, you would, have your professional sales team call them back, right? You'd have them call them back. Fast forward to 2025, and you've got, multi-billion-dollar market caps from all of these mostly not profitable sales acceleration tools.
Mostly not profitable. All of them hemorrhaging cash.
Hemorrhaging cash. Slamming this bullshit down everyone's throat to get people into meetings that they don't want. You just gave the story. Like, no one wants to take a fucking demo, bro.
No
My free demo. No one wants to take. Now they've gone to, hey, I'll give you a gift card if you show up to a meeting. What the fuck are we at? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Okay, I was just going off track a little bit, but let's take a step back. The job of a top of funnel organization is to activate the market, right? This is a marketing term. I used to sell ad tech. So audience activation is a thing. You build an audience in an advertising platform, and you send ads, and you're activating an audience. So that's where I stole this idea. But when it comes to cold calling, in 2025, but this has been probably the last 5 years or so, people are so burnt out with these SDRs that are calling that usually can't formulate a sentence, can't answer any questions, don't know anything about the product or service they're delivering, but they're just trying to slam meetings. And I've been in these cold call competitions with these CEOs of other marketing agencies that do stupid shit like, hey, dude, I'll pay you if you show up because they get paid for meetings. It's fucking insane, right? Just take a meeting, I'll pay you. It's like, what are you doing?
There's a business idea for an agency. If you want to sell appointments for $500, just on the
just pay people.
Pay people 200 for.
There's legitimately companies that are doing this. I know it for sure. These are those consortium roundtables. This is what they get you. You know those roundtable companies where it's like, hey, we'll get you 12 chief digital officers at these big brands. You just have to pay us $50,000 to get the meetings, and they're all their buddies' friends, and then they just cut the check, and then no one ever buys anything because meetings don't fucking matter.
It's a Ponzi scheme, but instead of
in the lead market. It's a lead
market Ponzi scheme. Holy shit, that's crazy.
It's what's this legitimately is happening. I know another agency that sells. I'm not going to name them, but they sell to most of their clients are cybersecurity, so they have this massive database of cybersecurity buyers. And just like with high intent picker uppers, there are high intent meeting takers. People who take meetings will take meetings over and over and over and over and over and over again. They will never buy. There's an agency that I know that literally in their CRM will mark this person as a meeting taker, and they'll start new. Yeah, they charge $1,000 a meeting. They charge $1,000 a meeting. Like, here's a meeting. They launch a new campaign. We'll do a pilot.
SDR do this. She used to call back the same prospect every 2 months and book another meeting. And I remember once I looked through the CRM, and I'm like, you've opened 7 opportunities on the same prospect over the course of 2 years, and we're paying you every time this person shows. And every time they show, there's no progress. And by the way, that's now gone to like 5 different sales reps also. It's just like, meetings don't matter.
They don't matter. So let's take
it goes into the, if you wanted a meeting, you're doing it on the phone or you're going in person, until all of a sudden it was like, well, you got this other way. You could download this thing. And if you download the thing, you got to get your IT team involved. Yep. I assume that's where you were going with the story, where it was just a...
Well, yeah, so 2008 is when I started doing this shit. So when I started doing this shit, if you were cold calling to set appointments, they were in person, right? That you wanted to get on site. But in order to get on site, you're not just going to fly across the country.
No, it's expensive.
It's going to be very expensive. So you need to qualify that you have the right people. And and again, SDRs are not qualified to do the qualification. So sales reps took these calls. Okay. So this is where I come from in this concept. And we're trying to...
And this is pre-predictable revenue. So mind you that.
That's correct.
Aaron Ross hadn't gone big yet, but he's about to.
Yeah, I don't know what year predictable revenue came up, but it's like
2010 or 12.
Yeah, it's something like that. So I'm talking about 2008. So back then, this is when I started my bucketing methodology, by the way. Back then, reps really struggled to book appointments,
11.
right? Book appointments. They still used Outlook invites and stuff like that back then, but they weren't the initial call wasn't an actual demo. It was. Do you remember video conferencing software? But this is what you did. You would set up a video conference call. So you'd send them a number to dial in, and then people are sitting around one of those old speakers, and that's how you did your intros and discoveries, right? But back then, reps would be so focused on, I have to get them to the conference call. And I'm like, dude, we're fucking calling them anyway. Why wouldn't we just get them to be okay with a callback and then build a relationship with the sales team and say, hey, look, I'm going to do all this cannon fodder work, right? I'm going to go get my teeth kicked in. I'm going to go into the trenches. I'm going to go find all the people that tell me to fuck off. I'm going to go weed through the people that are, not going to meet the criteria of who we actually want to talk to. But when I find the person at the account that you actually want to talk to, and they're willing to continue a conversation, I'm going to send that to you. And you're going to call them back. Boom. What does that do? Even back then, it opened up probably 50% more opportunities back in my day, because I didn't have to get them to a scheduled conference call for my salespeople to call them back and have a introduction conversation.
Yeah, you're just looking for interest, intrigue, some sort of intent from the prospect that they're
these days
the person to call back from
these days.
Executive.
These days, an activated lead. So I've been doing this for quite some time. But activation is, I call the person, it's the right person at the account that you told me you want to talk to. We just had a whole rant on lists before. So it meets all these criterias. And even if I don't schedule them, the sales rep should be calling them back, because I've done my job. I can't answer questions, shouldn't answer questions. No, Joey Gilkey, when he acquired PhoneRay Leads, at Apex Revenue did a good job of further defining what I was calling activated leads, and he calls them the 4 eyes. So I can't take full credit on the 4-eye concept here.
You're a good man.
But he did a very good job of articulating this, so people that are, let's just say, a little bit slow at understanding this concept, is an activated lead meets one of the 4 eyes, okay? You called them and you've got a level of interest. Now, a level of interest could be a scheduled interaction or an unscheduled interaction, but they are very interested in wanting to hear more. The example you just gave in this rant today, okay? The second eye is intrigue. Okay, so it's a different interest. It's not like they're saying they're interested in callback, but these are the situations where it's somebody that's like, it's not me. I don't think so. I think we're good. But then you ask them that one question and they're like, huh.
Yeah. It's that's it. It's that pause. It's that. Huh.
It's that. Huh. No. Great question.
You see the gears turning in their brain. You see that they're with you, and they're like, actually, something is slowing down. There's a whole psychology thing behind it. I'm not going to talk about it, but they're like critically thinking in that moment.
You piqued their interest enough to change their stiff arm, right? They're no longer in objection mode. They're like, you actually make a good point. I haven't thought about it this way. That's interesting. Not interested in continuing this conversation, but that's interesting.
The words "that's interesting" are the 2 most amazing words to hear if you're doing cold outreach. That's interesting. Not necessarily, yes, I'm interested, but that's interesting means you've shifted their perspective.
Right. I haven't thought about that. You make a good point.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what we're doing. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to check into that. And then a rep goes to try to book a meeting, like, I'm not interested. That's fine. That's still a lead. Again, it was the right account, it's the right person. And they're like thinking. A sales rep should make that call back. Intrigue. Intent. This one is very, very important. Intent. This happens when you're cold calling. I call someone, and this might be a competitive type of solution, rip and replace type of thing. Agencies go through this all the time. Hey, we're good. We're just about to finalize an RFP, and we're going to move with somebody.
Yeah.
That individual is not going to book a meeting right now, but they have an intent to purchase your product right now. Like literally right now. And
they're literally in market.
And so the likelihood of you closing them right this second, maybe not there, but I've personally won deals this way of calling in. You guys I understand that you are about to make a decision with this one vendor, but I wanted to let you know that there's something else out there. That's what we do. And, if you have a moment to talk right now, I can explain it. Again, they're not going to take the meeting, but I'm the professional seller. I could call them back. When I was VP sales, I did this all the time with my team. When I ran marketing services, and we would win deals this way because they can't book the meeting, but I'm like, look, dude, we work with people just like you. We've got this case study. It's like, well, if that's true, I guess I can't really make this decision right now.
I love it when it's just like, well, I guess if that's true, when they actually come back with that. All right, so
if what you're saying is true, then I guess I'll give you a little bit more time. It's like I'm not calling
salesperson. These are all lies. It's not.
Yeah, these are all lies. Unfortunately, the market's full of people that push lies. But you'll never get that meeting, but you could get that deal if you would call them. So intent, they are intent on making a decision right now, not likely to make it because they're so far down the buying window. They're not going to take a meeting right now. They've already gone through all this bullshit, but you can slide in if you're good at sales. You should be making that call. And then the final one is information. This one's really important because I see so many people.
It's not the BS version of like just shoot me an email and I'll let you know.
Correct. And this is the one that gets. We see people start to talk about that. Hey, I got this activation right. They'll tag us about this. It's like, well, it depends. It's contextual. Information as an activated lead is someone who's actually asking sales-related questions. Again, they are asking for information that I, as a SDR, if I'm the SDR, should not be answering.
Yes.
Or cannot answer.
Like in the story, it was the
pricing
question. Like, well, how do you price? What is this?
You're getting into questions right now. Would it be okay if I just had my salesperson call you back? This is a boiler room.
Rico!
Right? That's what this is, right?
Across, like at the phone.
But again,
he's like, this is Vin Diesel. I'm about to close a deal. It doesn't ever work like that, but yeah.
But that's the idea. You're getting the person to start asking questions that are sales questions. We're no longer in marketing, right? They are asking questions that I should not answer or really can't answer. They might be asking questions that are above my... You know what? You're asking questions that I have no idea what they are. And again, I'm not the one to follow up with those. Because if all I did was go get the information and then try to follow up and answer them, it's not a great experience. And then what am I going to do? Book the fucking meeting? Or Say, hey, you know what? You're asking some great questions. I've jotted these down. If it's okay with you, I'm going to have my expert give you a call back and he can answer these questions for you. Would you be opposed to that? And those people are going to be like, sure, that'd be great. I have questions.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. That's the key. This is the thing that blows my mind is the data that Ryan has had a lot more history with, and I've been seeing since we've been working together, shows that when you get those activated leads back on the phone as an account executive, somewhere between 20 to 40% of them will become a qualified opportunity. There's so much juice in those. Here's the thing, though. Your traditional SDR outbound team is never going to get those. Those qualified opportunities will never happen because all they focus on, their quota, their commission, what their manager tells them, what the CRO asks for, what the CEO asks, it's meetings. They're so myopically focused, blinders on meetings, that when a prospect goes, I don't want to take a meeting, but what's the price? They're like, all right, let me just knock this one off. I'll try to answer it, and maybe I'll send them an email. But what should be happening, that gets tagged as an activated lead. 5 minutes later, the next day, within a very short window of time, the AE tries to call that person back until they get them back on the phone. You try to have the unscheduled intro call on the phone.
Well, and that's the key. That's the key. And it's not tries to get them back on the phone. They will get them back on the phone. Right. And so the last thing, so it's 4 I's: interest, intrigue, intent, information. Meets one of those, and then it's a time component. It needs to be called back from the seller, ideally within 2 to 3 days max, but no more than 7 days. If it goes beyond that, it's no longer an activated lead. That's just a priority lead. There's a priority follow-up. You're going to lose all the momentum. No one's going to know who the hell they called. That's the thing we run against often with our organizations we work with, because they're like, oh, I finally have time to call these activations. And it's like, that was activated in June. It's not an activated lead anymore. It's not an activated lead anymore. Like, an activated lead there's a time component. Think of it like an MQL plus, right? Marketing, if marketing was to send an advertisement, got somebody to your website, and they came in and they're poking around your website, you're going to score them on these similar things, right? Interest, intrigue, intent, information. They're requesting information, requesting a demo, all those things. It's the same concept. We're just using the phone, conversational advertising, to capture that information, build awareness, and then the next action doesn't have to be, just like with marketing leads, inbound, not everything is they raised their hand and said they want to get a call back. Some of them are fired up because it signals high on good fit account and good fit title, and they were looking at the pricing page, right? How is that any different than I actually targeted the exact person at the right company, I got them on the phone, and they're asking about pricing? It's
actually less valuable, in my opinion, than the phone version, because the phone version is a dynamic conversation where I can ask them questions. If I'm the AE calling them back, I can actually have a back and forth. The person on the website is just asynchronous. I'm just collecting information.
Is the information on the site even helpful enough?
Higher than an MQL plus. I mean, that's the plus, I guess.
That's the plus.
Yeah.
And the plus is not only in the quality of the lead, because again, you got to choose it. We already went down this. It's the right person at the right account. And the last piece is they are a phone picker-upper. So if they pick up the phone, you're going to get them again. And if the reps actually call them back, they don't do stupid shit like leaving voicemails and saying, dumb stuff after. Just call them back until they pick up again. They're going to reach 95% of them within 7 attempts max, which is a very high connect rate still and a very high quality conversation. We already talked about this. 20 to 40% of those will move forward into opportunities without even having to take a meeting.
Yeah.
From an SDR. That's what I was saying. Like, it never required a meeting from an SDR. Never did.
This is the exact stuff that we are enabling for our clients. We are turning them on to this process that creates a ton of qualified opportunity, pipeline, closed won revenue efficiently. The stuff that's already there beneath the surface. And reach out to me, reach out to Ryan, one of us, if you want to learn more. We're outbound operators. Ryan, final thought here. What do you want to leave them with when it comes to activating the market, activated leads, or any final thoughts?
Follow up.
Oh, yeah. We got a saying for that. There's fat stacks in circle backs. All right. Tune in for the next one. Don't know what we're doing. Don't know what this is, but we'll keep it raw, unfiltered, and we're having fun here. Hope you learned something. Until then, I'm Ronan. This is Ryan. We're the Outbound Operators.
Peace.